Hey man, you want some peanut butter? Of course not. That's at least 10 minutes on the treadmill. Plus, it's seed oils, and that kills you. Okay, I guess I'll risk it. Ugh, you're so unoptimized. Alright man, do you wanna head out on a walk or something? Of course not! 4 calories per minute? Are you fucking kidding me? I would rather just sit at home and do nothing. That's so not optimized at all, bro. Okay, I guess I'll just go alone. Alright, I'm back. It is very foggy today. But we gotta make a video. Anyway, so I've been thinking, there's a lot of this optimal culture on YouTube nowadays. Everything has to be optimal. They're generally overthinking a lot, and it kind of gets on my nerves because when I started working out back in 2013, this optimal culture wasn't there. It was there in the sense that all these bros said that you had to drink that protein shake before you went home because it would invalidate your workout. Now that was pseudoscience, and I am glad science has come a long way and kind of made that point not matter that much. But it's this culture of everything having to be optimal for you to do it, such as you have to be. So, change of plans, they're actually gonna demolish something here. Huge explosion, I don't know. But anyway, the culture nowadays is all about doing everything scientifically correctly. Back in the day, we thought that bench press was the best way to grow your chest. Turns out, scientifically, it's like 3% better to do it on a machine or something. And that's kind of the point that I want to touch on. It's that it's very difficult to talk against these things because, yeah, it's science, and this one exercise activates your gluteus more than the other exercise, and that's kind of the point. It feels like everything's not optimal, and the next day it's something else that is way more optimal than how you're doing it. And I know a lot of people are struggling with the same thing, and it's kind of getting to the point of irritation for a lot of people. And yeah, a lot of people are overthinking it, and you're kind of missing the point of working out in the first place. Working out should be about your goals. If your goals is to be a professional bodybuilder, then of course you have to do everything to the most optimal degree. But a lot of us are just thinking about getting some results, getting some muscles, and there is a helicopter here. All right, I'm like 250, maybe 300 meters above sea level now. Kind of wanted to do this vlog by myself, but so far I encountered one helicopter and 2 people wanting to blow up the mountain behind me here. So anyway, I want to get back on point. Yeah, where was I? Overthinking, yeah, missing the point. Yeah, a lot of people are actually missing the point, and the point of working out is just, in the first place, to become more healthy, of course. But we all agree about that. It's not a huge problem. But the biggest problem of them all is sort of just this notion that if you do this machine, you will grow your lats more. Like, it doesn't work like that. You don't do everything optimally anyway, and trust me, a lot of people are saying that they do everything optimal and they don't see growth. If you don't see growth, it's usually due to genetics. It just takes a lot of time for a lot of people. Now, the best thing about it is that you need consistency. Back when I started working out again in 2023, I had my 1 year hiatus. I was 200 kilos and I felt very insecure about my body. And with good reason, of course, but I started just going into the lobby of the gym and then leaving. That was my consistency at first. I didn't even touch a machine or plates before that. Now, I knew how to work out because I've done a lot of it before, but I was very insecure about my body, and I didn't want other people to look at it, basically. And I later realized that it's not about that. It's actually just showing up consistent and not doing the most optimal thing at the start. You can optimize your fitness after like, well, if you have been consistent about your workouts like in 2 years, and I think like 90% of people are not consistent over 2 years. Now there are a lot of people who are machines that do that, but I think that for the majority of us, we are not. Oh, they're gonna blow this up now. I have to go. I will probably feel this. Yeah, it was a large bam. Now I want to touch on the topic of consistency more clearly. Now, consistency does not equal perfection, and of course perfection does not equal consistency. But consistency is way more important than perfection. Now, if you have both, congratulations, you are a robot. But to everybody else who are mortal, consistency is the most important key. It's about setting yourself this goal, like firstly it has to be like 3 months and then later a year, but doing it at least like 3 times a day. 3 days a month. I'm sorry, I can't talk. But at least 3 days a week. And that goes on for a month and a month and a month. And you don't have to do all that much. You have to just show up. And if you show up, then you have that routine in order, and that's how you have to start. You can't be too hard on yourself. Now there's the topic of perfection as well. And I'm not an expert at perfection because I'm not perfect at anything. Except for being a husband. Yeah, right. Anyway, I cannot talk about perfection. You have to talk to people who have been consistently working out for 10 years. Now I believe that fitness YouTube has made the perfection part the most important part, because that's the thing that draws in the most views. But I do not agree. I think you have to start at the consistency. And a lot of people are saying that you have to be consistent is the most important thing. But then they go and make a video and say that, oh, you have to do it like this, or you have to do this workout to get your six-pack in like half a year. Getting a six-pack means that you have to be perfect with your diet, and not at all working out. You can do a lot of cardio, but doing the cardio is not that useful if you want to grow muscle, and doing cardio in itself is catabolic. But I do believe that YouTube in itself has become a lot more analytical on the side of the fitness, because they don't know what to make videos about, so they have to do these sort of exercises to optimize your delts, for example. And the too analytical part can be the most dangerous, because a lot of people feel that if you don't have a lot of these workouts in order and you don't do them correctly and you don't follow the split correctly, that you just stop doing workouts altogether. And that's part of the fitness limbo that I'm talking so much about. It's that people are generally not wanting to go work out because they feel it's too difficult. Now I promise you, if you show up 3 times a week for like half a year, which everybody almost can do, you don't have to do like 45 minutes. Like you can even do like 20 minutes. Do 3 hard sets per muscle group. Do the last one to failure, and I guarantee you will show a lot of muscle gains after that. It's actually just the showing up part that's the most important. And I feel we as a fitness industry have forgotten that part. Now it is true, a lot of these fitness influencers are saying that consistency is the most key, but a lot of people are taking that as you have to do. They feel that you have to do at least like 20 sets per muscle group per week. And that is true. It is almost the most optimized way of growing your muscles, but a lot of people are growing muscle at like 5 sets, 6 sets per week. And that is where I want to come in and say that you can do low number of sets as long as you have a high intensity. But I do not want to get ahead of myself, and I want to say that the most important part is showing up. Now, I'm not making this video to hate on the fitness influencers at YouTube. They help a lot of people. They have helped me, especially Renaissance Periodization, Jeff Nippard, and Sam Sulek. And these people are awesome, but they are very pro-level athletes. But what I want to point out is it is possible for you to, let me make sure I don't slip here. It is possible for you to build a lot of muscle by doing it the lazy way. You don't have to optimize everything, and that is just what I wanted to point out in this video. Damn, it's very rocky here. I by no means want to hate on people for making fitness content, but what I want to do is point out that you don't have to do it the most optimal way to get results. Even 5% results is better than 0% results. And if you can do 5% results by going and doing one set per muscle group per week, which science shows you can get actual muscle gains by doing that, then that is so much better than doing nothing. And you might say, well, if you're there anyway, you can just do it the most optimal way. And yes, I agree with you. But a lot of people who are in the position that I was, 200 kilos, right? They can't sustain that. And you can do it like 1 or 2 weeks, but then you quit because you feel you can't do the workout anymore, because you feel it's too difficult. Because intensity is so much higher than doing just 2 sets or 3 sets. I also want to touch on the topic of diminishing returns. Now, everybody who has played World of Warcraft knows about this. When you do X amount of sets, it becomes X amount diminishing returns. It means that the energy you use to do those sets is not worth it with the gains you get. You get more gains, of course, but if you can't sustain that, and especially when you're in a caloric deficit, it gets much harder to sustain doing 10 or even 20 sets per muscle per week, because you won't have energy even to get up from bed. Anyways, that's just what I had for you today. It was a very difficult video to make because they were obviously exploding the mountain behind me here, and I didn't get the message. So I didn't get to show you where I wanted to show you. Anyways, this was Magnus. Thank you for listening, and if you liked the video, please like. It very much helps to grow the channel, and I will see you guys later.